So what up, though, and welcome to another episode of NEMT Coach's Corner. I got a good one for you today. So we're going to talk about how to start your NEMT business in the state of North Carolina. And if that's you, you are interested in starting a non-emergency medical transportation business or private transportation business in the state of North Carolina, stick around because this video is for you. We're going to give you the fundamentals on how to get started. Let's get into the video. So step number one, if you watch any of my videos and you're new to the channel, what you want to do, first thing with any business is you want to do your market research, do an analysis of what's going on in your particular area. For example, if you want to start a non-emergency medical transportation business, which is what this video about, in the state of North Carolina, you want to do your market research. What are the things that are required in the state of North Carolina for you to start your business? Now let's talk about this. One of the things that you want to know, figure out is there a demand for ambulatory or a demand for a wheelchair or stretcher or gurney type of vehicles or services in your area? That would determine, okay, we're in Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay, there's a lot of people that's requesting ambulatory style trips, meaning they can basically go about their day. They can handle their everyday activities, and all they need is transportation from one destination to another, as opposed to somebody that's need a wheelchair assistance. So they will require more than likely a wheelchair accessible vehicle. So those are one of the things that you can research, or that you should be researching. What are startup costs? How much is it going to cost me to start up this business? Is it going to be more like $5,000 to $10,000, $2,000 to $4,000, $8,000 to $10,000? You know what I'm talking about? What are all the fees that I need to get started? Those are the things that you want to research. Is there licensing, certifications that's required in the state of North Carolina? That's part of your market research. You know what I'm talking about? You can't go into any business. I'm going to say this. You can't go into any business without knowing what is required in your particular region, because we have 50 states in our union, right? And every state is different. I'm in Michigan. I know for a fact, there's the similarities are there's some similar, but there's also differences in what is required in Michigan as opposed to North Carolina. So you want to do your research on that. I said startup costs, certifications, type of client that you want to deal with. Service on a day-to-day basis. Is it going to be dialysis patients? Is it going to be student transportation? Is it going to be gurney? Is it going to be discharge? Is it going to be airport transportation? What do you want? Who do you want to service? And what is the need for it in your particular market? You can take a deep dive as far as all the research that you need to do when it pertains to starting your business in the state of North Carolina. All the videos that you watch is going to be good, but it's not going to be enough for you to get over that hurdle of understanding, overstanding everything that's needed for you to start your business in the state of North Carolina. That is step number one. And most important, one of the most important, you know what I'm talking about? Because without the market research, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, so step number two, we want to head over to first. Now we did our market research, right? Now we want to try to get this ball rolling for, as far as tax purposes and things like that. So we want to head over to IRS.gov. And once you head over to IRS.gov, you want to get your apply for your employer identification number, EIN number for short. Application takes about 10 minutes. Basically, I have a video on my YouTube channel, I believe, still up. Shows you basically goes over how the application process goes. But just to give you a general idea of what's on the application, they want to ask you things of what's the name of your business. Is it a new business that you just started? What type of business entity is it? Is it a sole proprietorship, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, partnership, nonprofit, etc., etc.? Okay. They're going to ask you what the type of business is it. There's going to be transportation. There's going to be marketing, blah 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 blah. Okay. So, but at the end of the day, just want to get your employer identification number. Download that PDF once you finish after the application. You get that EIN number immediately. because on the next few steps, you're going to take that employee identification number and use it, you know what I'm saying, to further your NEMT journey. So we're going to go on to the next step, but that's step number 2. Head over to irs.gov, get your employee identification number. Okay, so now we are on step number 3. Okay, we got our employee identification number. You got your PDF download. You got your, I believe it's a 9-digit number. Okay, so now that you have your 9-digit number and you're ready to proceed, now you need to make it official with your particular state. So what that means is you want to set up your business entity. So you want to go to www.sosnc.gov. That is Secretary of State, North Carolina, and you want to set up your business entity. And back in the previous step, which is step number 2, we were talking about setting up your getting your EIN number. And what we're also discussing is the business entity. You can have a sole proprietorship, a DBA, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, partnership, nonprofit, etc., etc. Choose the one that best fits your particular organization. I can't tell you exactly what to do, because I don't know what you plan on doing with your corporation or how it's going to be structured, what type of tax advantages you want. But you know, in general, usually people go with the LLC, limited liability company. But you head over to, like I said, www.sosnc.gov. The application for the LLC, I'm just going to give you the application for the LLC. It is $125 to get started. So that is step number 3. Now we can just move on further on our journey, because we're gonna make sure you get on the road to get started in the state of North Carolina. It's been a minute. So step number 4 is pretty simple. What you're going to do is you want to get your, if it's required in your particular county, get your business license. Business licenses range from anywhere from $20 all the way to $100. So if you want to, if you need and required to get your business license, go to your local county's website and get your business license to operate, because this is where your place of business will be operating. So if that's the case and it requires you to do it in your state, set up your business, get your business license so you can be able to operate out of your county. That's step number 4. Pretty simple and easy. Don't have the qualifications or the website for you, because each county is different. So just go to your county and see if it's required in your particular state for a business license. That's step number 4. So step number 5, we already have our employee identification number, and we also have our articles of organization because we filed our business entity. So we want to take all that information, we want to take it to a bank, because now we want to set up a business checking account. Reason being is you're not going to get paid for Medicaid, Medicare, private medical facilities without having some way for them to directly do business with you. So get you a business checking account. I recommend getting a credit union because they have a lot of perks. But do your own research. This is all about, I'm talking about when I was talking about it in the beginning, market research. Determine what best fits your financial needs for your business. So you can use a bank such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, you know, whoever it may be. Or you can go to your local credit union. You know what I'm saying? Whatever fits your business model. But get you a business checking account. That is step number 5. So what I've done in North Carolina, so now we're on to step number 6. Step number 6 is we have certain, I guess, things that we need to do. And one of the next things that we need to do is get our National Provider Identification Number, short for NPI, your NPI number. This is a 10-digit number assigned to anybody that's going to be transporting in the medical, not just transporting, but in the medical field. Meaning if you're going to be transporting patients for Medicaid or Medicare, that's in the healthcare industry. So you have to be assigned this particular number, especially if you want to work with brokers, such as Modivcare, you know, and Access to Care, MTM, VO, Veridia, you know, you're going to need that particular number, okay? So you fill out the application at cms.gov. The application takes you, also takes you about 10 minutes. Application usually get approved or denied, depending on what I'm saying, what's on the application. More than likely you get approved, as long as you fill out the whole thing as an organization, not as an individual. There's a video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to fill out that application if you need some assistance. but get your NPI number, because this is what they're going to ask you for when you're partnering with brokers, going with medical facilities, things of that nature. So go ahead and get your NPI number, National Provider Identification Number, and this is going to help you further your journey anyways when you're in this particular industry. So get your NPI number. It's something sort of like your Social Security number, but for the, healthcare industry. If I can give it to you in terms of, we family, you know what I'm talking about? So if I can give it to you some terms that we all understand, it's basically like a Social Security number for the healthcare industry for your organization that you created. So next we want to go to get our Medicaid, North Carolina Medicaid Certification Identification Number, right? This is going to allow us to work with Medicaid, get Medicare payments. So I do not have the website, but you can go to your local or your state Medicaid website, North Carolina Medicaid website, and fill out that application. It's free. It's free, and get your Medicaid number. It's going to be imperative, because if you see it on the application, they ask you for it, and you got an asterisk around it or something like that pertaining to the application, like on NC Tracks, then just know that you need to get that number. So go ahead and get this number now before we get to the next steps, so you won't have to double back and do it later on. That's why I'm trying to give it to you in chronological order, so you can follow these steps to help you make this process as simplistic as possible. You know what I'm talking about? We want to make sure that you are up and running in a we say divine timing. You know what I'm talking about? So that is step number 7. You know what I'm saying? Get your Medicaid number. So now we are at step number 8. Step number 8 is really important. Why is it important? Because this is where we are putting the state of North Carolina on notice that we are applying to do business as a provider in the state of North Carolina. And this step is called the Provider Enrollment Application. You want to fill out the Provider Enrollment Application at NC Tracks. That's www.nctracks.nc.gov. So again, that's nctracks.nc.gov. And this is a provider enrollment form. This is where they ask you, okay, what type of business are you? Or you are a non-emergency medical transportation business, or emergency medical transportation, whatever they call it, or non-emergency transportation. And then from there, you want to let them know, okay, I have a wheelchair accessible vehicle, and I work out, my hours of operations are this, and I provide these services such as transport dialysis patients, medical discharges, dentist appointments, etc., etc. You know what I'm talking about? So the provider enrollment application is going to, contrive all this information from you as a provider, and they're going to, compile this in their database, and then they're going to put everybody else, I guess, Medicaid, Medicare brokers on notice of you as a provider and the type of services that you provide. That's basically the simple way of explaining what the provider enrollment form is. What is the purpose of that application? It's basically to get information about you and your business, what you do, how you operate, hours of operation. You know what I'm saying? All the certifications and things that you have, so they'll know basically how to place you as a business organization when it comes to giving out business to you. So step number 8 is you filling out your provider enrollment application. It's pretty simple, but you're going to set up a portal on NC Tracks and fill out that application, and in a few weeks, I believe it's like 6 to 8 weeks, you'll understand if you are approved or disapproved or not approved based off the information that you provided. Try to get your certifications and everything out the way before providing this information, so you have the best opportunity of getting approved. But that is step number 8. Now I know you want to know how much money you want to make and all that type of stuff. But step number 9 is going to determine basically how you're going to work your way into your business model. Determine the type of clients that you want to work with. Now, in the video, in the previous steps, I was, giving you different examples of people that you can work with, such as dialysis patients, such as, medical discharges, cosmetic surgeries, student transportation, pharmacy, senior assisted living, school field trips, family prison trips. You know what I'm saying? Just anything that you can think of to give somebody transportation, that could be a potential client for you. So, and this also can determine if you want to go the private pay route, or you're going to be working with brokers, receiving, you know what I'm saying, your money. You know what I'm talking about? So figure out what type of clients that you want to work with. You know what I'm saying? Create a list and then just narrow it down to maybe 3 or 4 different type of clients that you want to work with. That is step number 9. Figure out your clients. They're going to help you, you know what I'm saying, build that system. Step number 10, you can knock this out early, but I should have threw this way beforehand. But 10th thing that you need to do, well, step number 10 is licensing and certifications. You need to get your CPR certification. You don't want to be transporting or having your drivers transport any client, because if that's the case, you can be driving for Uber or Lyft. But have them CPI certified so they can provide medical assistance to anybody that they're transporting or you're transporting, and they're able to give them that type of medical assistance. So get CPR certified. My suggestion is do not do the online class, right? Because online class is not going to teach you how to exactly do chest compressions and things of that nature to be able to help your client. You can answer the questions, get certified, because it's quick. You know what I'm talking about? You watch a few modules, answer some questions, bam, you get your certification. Cool. But if you really want to be really into your business and being able to provide a excellent service, go ahead and go to the class, one-day class. You know what I'm talking about? It's about $99 to all the way up to like maybe $120. Take the class, get certified, and you can have this. This is going to be a skill that you learn, and you got to recertify every 2 years. But it's a skill that you've done learn and that you can apply for in your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you need it in everyday life, right? So get CPR certified. And next, you want to get also PASS. You want to get your PASS certification. PASS certification is Passenger Assistant Safety Sensitivity, where they teach you how to properly secure a wheelchair, your patients, how to basically deal with the business, I guess the everyday functionality of your business, especially dealing with wheelchairs and things of that nature. There's an online course, class, like $50, $55, or something like that, right? But then there's also basically you teach class, virtual class, where you are getting certified and you are able to teach other providers this particular skill. Okay, so that's $750 as well. So I don't know if I say that in the beginning, but it's $750. I would say make an investment in yourself and just go ahead and knock out the $750. But if you don't have it and you just want to get started, $50 is cool. Okay, it gets you into the game. But I won't allow you to be, you know what I'm saying, we're going to say a professional. You know, there's college basketball, college football, and then there's professional. You won't be a professional, but you'll be in the game. You know what I'm talking about? So get certified. And then y'all also have to get a attestation signed company letterhead for your site, for your visit. Okay, so let's just look it up. ATTESTATION. You got to get that signed and certified. Okay, and that's step number 10. So now we are at step number 11. Step number 11 is, if you have a vehicle, you want to use your personal vehicle that you have right now. Well, in the state of North Carolina, you have to transfer it over into your business name. If you want to use your personal vehicle, hopefully it's paid off. And if it is, go ahead and transfer it over to your business name so you can use that vehicle to do business. If not, I mean, you're looking to purchase a vehicle, then just know you have to shop around. There's plenty of websites and locations that do medical transportation vehicles, such as wheelchair accessible vehicles and things of that nature. And if you can afford it, car note and all that, and plus your insurance, then I would say by all means, if it works for you, go ahead and do it. But if not, and you want to just start off with what you have, It's all, it's up to you. Man, you are allowed to do that, but you just have to transfer over to your business name. So step number 11 is determine what vehicle you want to use. If you're going to purchase a vehicle, or if you're going to use the vehicle that you have. Step number 11 is determine what type of vehicle you're going to use. You're going to work with ambulatory, meaning your four-door vehicle. Are you going to use wheelchair accessible vehicle? Are you going to step it up and get a stretcher van? What are you going to do as far as a vehicle go? So that's part of your market research. Remember we were talking about that in the beginning? Market research. That's what I'm saying. You got to think about this in the beginning, so when it comes down later on down the line, you already done figured it out. Okay, I'm going to purchase a vehicle. The vehicle costs me $34,000. My ticket or note is going to be about $600 and some dollars a month on top of my insurance. Okay, I got this. Okay, you get it. Hopefully you get what I'm talking about. That's step number. Okay, so step number 12 is important to me personally. Because a lot of people ask me this question. Hey, look, I got a felony. Am I allowed to start this business? Okay, that's a yes and no answer, okay, to that question. Reason being is, yes, they're going to do a background check on you, okay? Because if you're going to be working with Medicaid or brokers, they want to make sure that they're not putting their clients' lives in jeopardy of somebody that, potentially could be a ex-murderer or something like that, or a rapist, or somebody that's been involved with fraud or any type, what I'm saying, stealing credit card numbers or whatever the case may be, right? So they're going to do a background check, but don't let that discourage you. There's ways around this particular situation if you do have it. But if you do, and it's not too crazy, the felony, just go ahead and apply it, because if it's not too crazy, you're able to do that. But if it is something extreme, you can get your record expunged. You could be a reformed man or woman, I'm talking about, like myself, that took the opportunity, took the chance to expunge criminal record, right? So you have that option as well. But just know that you got to do you're going to run your fingerprints, do a background check, just to make sure that you are, who you say you are, and you've been an upstanding individual as of the last, encounter of your discharge. Okay, so they're gonna do a background check. That's step number 12. So step number 13. Step number 13 is you got to pay to play. Okay, you're gonna pay to play. What I mean by that is, in any type of business that you want to do, you have to pay the government, whether it's the state government or the federal government, in order for you to do business. And in this particular case, we're going to talk about you starting a transportation, medical transportation business. And in the state of North Carolina, there's two fees that you have to pay in the state of North Carolina. One would be to the state, which is $100, basically like a Medicaid application fee. It goes directly to them. And then we have a federal application, the federal ACA provider enrollment fee. That is $730. So in total, that will be $830 that you are paying to the state of North Carolina and the federal government that operates in North Carolina to operate your medical transportation business. Okay? Do not mess with the application, please. In most instances, you do not get that refunded. That $730, that $100, it will not be refunded. So make sure all that information is accurate. But it's $730 for the federal application and $100 for the Medicaid application, a total of $830. So that's one of the reasons why, when we're talking in the beginning of the video, that we're talking about market research. This is all a part of your market research. So you'll know early on that it's going to cost you however much it's going to cost you to get started. I'm talking about, do not wait till the last minute to start this process. Do the research. Do the research. Do the motherfucking research. It's all on you. It's up to you to figure out, how you want to approach, learning this business. This business is really a business. It's like going back to school. If you've never been in the transportation industry and you're coming from, we'll say sales, like working at Sears or something like that, right? You have no idea of what this industry entails. You don't know anything about the terminology. Familiar yourself with all this information, because it's going to help you in the long run. Just study. study. That's the best way I could explain it to you. Because if you really want it bad enough, you know what I'm talking about, you're gonna make sure that you eat, shit, and breathe non-emergency medical transportation until you get it up and rolling. And then there's still ongoing, you know, education material that you can always use. We have conferences that, you know what I'm saying, that goes on. There's networking events. There's all type of stuff that keep you abreast of what's going on in the industry. You know, there's podcasts that's on there. Shout out to my podcast, NEMT for Dummies, that's on Apple as well as Spotify, I believe. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, that podcast. But there's a lot of information out here for you. There's books out here. I have ebooks. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of information out here for you to educate yourself. I have an NEMT Dummies dictionary that just gives you all the information. But that's basically a sum of what it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you time and your effort to get started in the state of North Carolina. So hopefully this video serves you some purpose. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. You know, it don't cost that much. It don't cost you nothing though. Hit the like button. If you got some information, if you got some questions or anything like that, or you know, think I missed something in the particular video, drop it in the comments. And then last but not least, you may know somebody that knows somebody that also may know somebody that may know somebody that may want to know something about this particular industry. Go ahead and share the video with somebody. It might help them. We don't gatekeep around here, but at the same time, I appreciate you from watching. Until the next one, love, peace, and light. Salute.